Shut the f*** up, you little prick.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Come on, get him out of here.
So Daniel Dubois' father's genes, Daniel Dubois' father's genes came through for him. Beautiful night for British boxing, beautiful night for world boxing, exciting night. Probably not the result most of us that are Anthony Joshua fans wanted, but Daniel Dubois got a well-deserved victory, so we can't take that away from him. But that does not stop us from pointing out the flaws that were made by Anthony Joshua, because I think that fight could have gone a different way if he had just implemented some very, very basic moves. But if you look from the start of the ring walk, it did not look like Anthony Joshua was there. And again, this is not to take away from Daniel Dubois, because he deserved every accolade he got after the fight and every praise, even from Anthony Joshua, that he got at the post-fight conference. Now, but like I said, if you look at the beginning of the fight, walking in, oh my God, that ring walk was long. Like, I do not know who suggested it. I don't know if it was because of the added seats, so they had to reconfigure the entrance, but that was a long-ass ring walk. Then getting in there, I mean, they both fighters worked up a sweat, so which was good. I was like, all right, they both apprehensive. This is going to be a very good fight, because usually when the boxer is dry, you know, like they just like a bicycle. It's like they do not envision or know the fear or danger that is being presented in front of them. But this time it was like they both knew, and both of them, it was like they got sprayed with water walking in there. And I think it was because they've both had experience with each other before. And you know, we heard the sparring rumors and Anthony being buckled by Daniel Dubois. Some said he was knocked out, but at the press conference, Daniel never suggested that was the case. In fact, he acquiesced with to Anthony's side of the story. He agreed with Anthony's side of the story that he just got caught with a shot and he got buckled. And I guess that was the story they both decided to agree upon. But Anthony Joshua made a lot of elementary mistakes in that fight. So first of all, his hands, especially his left hand, was notoriously down, which means he was very susceptible to a right coming over the top. You watch that fight again, you'll see that was just basic elementary mistake that I do not see why he was making that. Second, even when he had his left hand up after the second knockdown, for some reason something clicked in his head that he just had to start having his hands up, his left hand up. His right hand was like way down below by his waist, so he had to bring it all the way up to shoot it a straight right, the cross at Daniel Dubois. I do not know what him and Ben Davison was working on. I know they said Ben Davison is this super coach. I've never praised him. He might be good studying fights. I just haven't seen the hype yet. Maybe in 10 years, maybe in 15 years, I will see it. For now, I'm not seeing anything. For me, with the work he did with Tyson Fury, it was more like not to negate his work, but to me it was just more like a glorified cheerleader, like someone that was inspirational, you know, like like an inspirational talker, someone like Teddy Atlas. And not saying Teddy Atlas don't know boxing, but to me Teddy Atlas is more of that kind of coach that will inspire you. Yeah, that's the job of the coach, but I think there are those that are very technical with their craft, and there are those like Malik Scott. Malik Scott is good studying fights. He's not a good coach. He tries to be inspirational, but he doesn't do a good job at it, because obviously it does not work for his fighter. I mean, look at the record they have together. I'm talking about Malik Scott and Deontay Wilder. Now, Joshua was making very elementary mistakes. His chin was in the air. Stepping back when Dubois keeps rushing at you. Dubois keeps coming at you. Even throwing the right, leaning with his head, and you standing straight up with your chin in the air. Of course he's going to test that. Of course he's gonna step back. Why don't you step back? Like the times he utilized his footwork was the times he started having success in the fourth and the fifth round. So I don't understand why these basic things that you've studied as an amateur, as a professional, then you just on one of the probably the biggest night of your career. Forget about Povetkin, forget about Klitschko, forget about getting the belt with Martin, forget about unifying with Joseph Parker, forget about your comebacks with Kubrat Pulev and beating, what's his name, Andy Ruiz. Forget about Nathan Gorman. Forget about all those people. This was the biggest night. This was history breaking. This is record breaking. This was your time to cement your legacy. This was the time for you to enter an exclusive club that had the likes of Evander, Lennox, and Muhammad Ali and become 3-time heavyweight champion of the world. And you fell short. Not saying, it happens, but I think he could have done way better than he gave us tonight. Painful victory. Do I think he should retire? A lot of people are saying yes. I'm saying no, because I'm thinking about Joe Louis and Max Schmeling. When Joe Louis got knocked out in the 12th round against Max Schmeling, right in New York, a lot of people was calling for his defeat, his retirement. Go read the archives. Same thing. It's like, yo, he got to go. He's washed up. The whole nation was disappointed. Black people were disappointed. America was disappointed. White people were, in fact, calling for his neck because, he had lost to a representative, a supposed representative of the Third Reich. Lost to Nazi Germany. Should Anthony Joshua retire? I say absolutely not. I think he can redeem himself, but it just depends on the kind of heart he wants to take into the fight. You don't have to go into a firefight. All that, this could be Hagler versus Hearns and all. No, that guy ate 3 straight rights. And matter of fact, who throws a right knowing that a counter right could be coming back and throws the uppercut? Bro, you are not in sparring. You're not in sparring. He ate 3 rights. Step back, dance around the ring, and access your damage, and see if you did. If he still got his faculties straight, or his eyes blurry, or his legs giving out beneath him. You're a pro. You should be able to measure these things on the fly. But then you did the same thing that got you caught up with and hemmed up in Andy Ruiz one fight, which is you got into a firefight. He's at least now, I guess, he's a bigger puncher than you. I think maybe going into the rematch, because Joshua definitely has a high IQ. Maybe he can learn and get that IBF belt back and get in that club. And maybe go on to undisputed. That's if he wants it, because there was no reason for him to just stand straight. You don't move your head, so step back, use your feet, move back. You just don't. And you got to look. Daniel Dubois had a game plan, and he utilized it. He rolled with your punches each time and came back with a counter. That was all he did all night. So you had to use your feints, which you see in the 3rd round when you started using your feints, he bit on it. Even though Daniel is not the sharpest tool in the box, because sometimes Joshua feinted and there was no reflex action from Daniel, which means if Joshua had just shot that right, he would have caught Daniel. And the few times he caught on, like, oh snap, he might actually throw a cross, he bit on the feint. So I'm not saying, I think relax, take your time. It's not time to retire, bro. You're only 34, 35? You're just getting in your prime, Go back. Remember, keep your hands up. This is not a Hugo Boss catwalk. This is not a Hugo Boss fashion walk. You don't have to come on there swagging, your hands down. You're not moving. No, move, run around the ring. Dance around the ring. Ain't nobody ever complained when they seen their heavyweights go around the ring, because we know one shot could put your lights out, like you discovered tonight. You ain't no 130-pounder. This ain't no freaking lightweight. You're now fighting The likes of Devin Haney. You're fighting people that I don't know. A lot of people call them the R strength. I'm not gonna say what they saying Daniel. You got that that R strength. So yeah, I think he can come back, but he just gotta have it in him. He gotta really want to do it. Hands up, tuck your chin. Close guard, and get to fighting. Hit the like button, subscribe. Do not forget to hit the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I drop new content. Peace, take care of yourselves, and thank you.